Yeah, so okay, fine. So now today we will see some more examples regarding the loops and demos. Yes. Okay, as part of our last discussion, what we did, so we saw some of the for loop, correct? So how to
Yeah.
declare a variables, and if there is a variable called array, and how to iterate the elements. So these examples we saw. This is second example, and the first one is if else condition, and the second example is like for loop. So do you have any questions like these two examples, like if else condition and for loop?
I know.
Okay, fine.
It's clear.
Okay, fine. So now we will see one more example called do while. So do while means, so this is one of the loop condition. Okay, first we will see while condition. After that we will see do while. So the while condition, say for instance there is a requirement, can you print the numbers from 1 to 10? So how we are going to print the numbers 1 to 10? So in the console I want to see the numbers from 1 to 10. So how we are going to do that one? So that is the problem statement. So how we are going to display the numbers from 1 to 10? So we can able to display these numbers from 1 to 10 in two ways. The first way is by using while loop. While. So I'm declaring a variable integer x equal to 0. Okay. So integer x equal to 0, default value is 0 I had given. So while loop. So while is a keyword, and inside the open bracket, close bracket, you have to write the condition. So that condition should give a boolean value. So x less than, correct. So if you see this condition, what is the condition here? X less than or equal to
Excellent. 10.
10, correct? So
Excellent.
now
Yeah.
what is the x value, current value?
0.
So what is this condition, will give true or false?
Or 2.
Correct. So true means if this condition is true, then what do you say, that control will come inside the loop. Okay, so now it will come inside the loop. So to write the sys out, syso control space bar,
Control.
control space bar, yes, you no need to type system dot out dot println. So here print the value x colon, so just print the x value. Once you print the x value, then you can give the x equal to x plus 1. So why I am incrementing that one, first this condition is true, then it will come inside and it will print the value, correct?
Yeah.
After printing the value, what I am trying to do here, I am incrementing the x value, correct?
Yes.
So here what it will become, x equal to
1.
correct,
First one.
yeah,
Yeah. 1.
0 plus 1, what will become 1, correct?
1.
So
Yeah.
now again it will go to the while condition. So what is the x value, current value?
1.
So 1 less than or equal to 10, true, correct? So to print the
Yeah.
value, again it will become 2, 2 less than or equal to 10. So like that it will keep on repeating. Once the x value will become 10, 10 less than or equal to 10, true, right?
Yeah.
So it will print the value and then it will come back, then x will become 11, 11 less than or equal to 10, it's a true or false?
False.
False. So then it will come out of the while condition. So
Valid.
yes, it will come out, then it will not print anything. So this is the one way to print the numbers from 0 to 10. Okay, now I'm going to run it. Did you see this one?
Yeah.
We can see all the numbers, correct?
Yes.
So this is one way. Okay, now so here, right, before entering inside the while loop, if the condition is true, then only these lines will be executed. Otherwise these lines will never execute, correct?
Yeah.
So this is while loop. So now we are going to do the same thing by using do while loop. Okay, so this is very important question. If you go for, even after 5 years of experience also, if you go for interview, so you will get this question. So they will ask straight away, what is the difference between while loop and do while loop?
Mm.
Okay, now the second one is do while. So do, so the do while condition here it is. See, do while, right? See here we need to write the condition. So let me declare a variable here, integer x equal to 10, 0. Okay. So I have declared a variable x equal to 0. Then immediately it will execute this block. So there, do you see any condition here?
No.
So it will come inside and it will print the value x. After printing the value, what I want to do, x equal to x plus 1, correct? After that
Yeah.
I want to check the condition, x less than 10, correct? If this
Mm-hmm.
condition is true, then this block will be repeated again. If this condition is false, it will come outside. So every time it will execute and it will check this condition. If this condition is true, sorry, again it will go to the top, it will execute it, again it will check the condition. If this condition is true, execute, it will check the, if the condition is failed, then it will come down. So okay, now let me run and we will see the results, whether we are getting the value or not. Did you see the value here? It is printing from 0 to 9. So if you want to 10 also, then you can give less than or equal to, correct?
Mm.
It is clear, right? So
Yeah.
now the difference between while loop and do while is, so while loop will check the condition first. If the condition is satisfied, then only it will execute, otherwise it will never execute. Whereas in case of do while, first it will execute at least one time, then it will check the condition, correct? So do while loop will execute at least one time, but whereas in case of while loop, there may not be chance, correct?
Mm. Mm.
So this is the basic difference between while loop and do while. So this is very important examples. If you go for interview, so they will give these kind of programs, they will ask what is the output.
So if you want to execute at least one, um,
Yes, at least one,
I
then you
mean,
go for do while.
yeah, do one. But can you give me some examples?
So
Like
examples,
which condition?
switch condition, yes, sure, I'll give. Okay, so this is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll comment it out. Okay, switch condition is basically, it is also one kind of if else condition. But what is the basic?
Uh, uh, no, no, I'm not asking about switch condition. This one, you're saying even though while condition is not applied, I mean, even though it is true or false, it
Mm,
executes at least once.
correct.
So I'm just want to see, even though if it is false, how it executes
Yeah.
once.
So here, right? So you can give x
Yeah.
equal to 100 also. Okay, now go back. So now I'm trying to give here 100, 1000. Okay.
Mm.
Now
Mm.
let me run it. Did you see the one? At least it is executed one time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's clear. So Initially x value equal to 1000, 1001, then 1001 less than or equal to 10. It's a false, right?
Mm.
Then this loop will not repeat, it will come out.
Okay.
But whereas in case of previous example, if I give 1000, right, it will not
Mm.
execute even single time also,
Mm.
because this condition itself it will fail, correct?
Yeah.
It is clear, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yes, this is very important question and you will get more. Yes. Okay, now let me comment out this one, and now I'll give one more example for switch. After that we will see constructor and all. Okay, switch condition means this is also one kind of if else condition. So the first example we have already saw if else condition, right?
Mm.
Correct. So the first one, if you are checking something and else. So now switch condition is, say for instance there is a variable integer x equal to 10. Okay, so now what I want to do, if x value equal to 10, I want to print the I want to display ten. If x value equal to 20, then I want to display in English twenty, correct? I want to display the content. So how to write that one? So this is also one of the important question. So here you can pass the x case 10. Okay, if x value equal to 10, I want to print the, did you see this one? 20, what I
Yeah.
want to print here, twenty. If it is 30, I want to print 30. Okay, if there is no matching, then I want to display default unknown, correct? So here, so what I will do, I have an input value x. So okay, I will pass that input to this one. In this case, if input is equal to 10, I want to print the 10. If input equal to 20, I want to print the value 20. If input equal to some 30, I want to print 30. If, sorry, this is 30. So if input is not equal to 10, not equal to 20, not equal to 30, something else, then I want to display unknown, correct?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
in this scenario, you can go for a switch condition. Now what is the output? 10, correct? Now let me give 30. So it will check for first this one, x equal to 10, true or false?
False.
False, so it will not execute. X equal to 20, false.
False.
So x equal to 30, true. So it will print this statement, then it will execute a break.
That.
Break means it will come out of the from loop, correct? So it
Yeah.
will come to the line number 61. So now let me run it. Yes, 30, correct? Now let me
Yeah.
give some unknown number. Let me give 40. Do you see any 40 matching cases here?
No.
So now it will go to the default condition. So default one is unknown, correct?
Yeah.
So this is one of the example for switch case. It's clear, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Display.
Yeah. So these are the some of the, I mean, if else condition, while loop, for loop we are using generally. So you can practice all those things. Okay. I will share these
Mm.
examples with you and you can practice
Okay.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the second topic we are going to discuss is like a constructor and methods. Okay, we'll see that one. Okay, let me create a new project. So how to create a new project in Eclipse? Go to file, new,
Mm.
and did you see the Java project? You can select Java project from here if you can able to find out. If you're not able to find out, then go to others, type here Java project and select it, and next give the project name. So project name is constructor demo, correct? So this is
Mm.
our project name, and finish it. So now if you expand this one, if you see your src, there is no classes, correct? So far we have
Yeah.
not created any classes, Java files. So under src everything is empty. So now let me create a new class. Class name I'm giving customer demo. Okay, and finish it. So this is a simple class. So inside that, what I'm trying to do, public static void main we have to write, right? So I don't want to type,
Yeah.
so just type main control spacebar and
Say.
you select the first one. So this text will come automatically. Okay, it's clear, right, so far?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm trying to create another class, class A. Did you see this one? This is another class, right?
Mm.
Class name is A and class is a keyword, class name is A, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now what I want to do here, so inside this class, right, so there is a concept called constructor. So constructor, so let me declare a variable integer x. So inside this class there is a variable called x, correct?
Mm.
So these are called as a class members. Class members are scope variables. These are class members related to this class, correct?
Yeah.
So there is a member called x, it is available inside the class. Okay, so now let me create a constructor. Yes, so if you see this one, so constructor means which is having a name same as class name. Okay, and there is no return type. This is called as a constructor. Did you see what is the name of this one? Same as class name, right?
Classroom, but
And
not main classroom.
correct, so it's a different class but its name is same as class name, correct?
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
And there is no arguments and open bracket close bracket. So this is called as a constructor. Constructor means which is having name as same class name and which don't have any return type. Did you see here, are we mentioning any integer, float, double here?
No.
No. So this is called as a constructor. Okay, now go back here. So both are different classes, correct? This is customer demo class and this is called class A class, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now
But can we make it public or private for this
yeah, that
class?
we will see later. That we will see later. Public,
Okay.
private. For time being, you can ignore this
Mm.
code. So then that is a separate
Okay.
topic. I will explain you.
Okay.
So here, so now you know the what is the class and what is the constructor, correct? These
Yeah.
are variables. Now, what I am trying to do, I am creating an object for a class A. So why we need an object, that we will see slowly later. So the syntax for creating an object for any class is A and give any name, variable name and equal to new and class name and open bracket close bracket. This is the syntax for creating an object.
Any variable name means
Yes, any
like
variable
here you have given. Oh,
obj. You can give y also,
yeah. Okay.
but
But
it's a
class
class
means
name.
any variable.
Any
Mm.
variable equal to new class name and open bracket close bracket, and every sentence should be ended with semicolon,
Mm.
correct?
Yeah.
So this is the syntax for object creation. So why we need an object? Okay, Now inside this constructor, did you see any statements?
No.
Blank, right? So here
Yeah.
what I want to do, I'm writing a statement. Okay, so here I have written a statement system.out.println I am from class A constructor, correct?
Hmm.
So now let me run this program. Did you see what is the output we are getting?
Constructor of
So constructor is executed, correct?
yeah.
So whenever we are creating an object, what it will do, the corresponding constructor will be executed. So do you see any arguments here?
No.
And here, did you see any arguments here?
No.
So there is no arguments means this is called as a default constructor. Okay, now I am going to create one more constructor. So here I am declaring a variable integer y. Correct. So this is also constructor, right? What is the class? The method. This name is same as class name, right?
Yeah.
And there is no return type. Did you see any? Are you returning anything here? Are you mentioning integer, float, anything?
No. Nothing.
So this is also constructor, but this is argument constructor, but this is a default constructor. Correct. Here
Yeah.
the argument is integer y. Correct.
Hmm.
So here I'm mentioning integer. Correct. The first one is default constructor and the second one is argument constructor. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me run again. Did you see which statement is executing? Which line number is executing? Line number 15 is executing, correct?
Long. Yes.
15, 1 5. So these
20.
are the line numbers.
15. 15.
Yes. And line number 21 is not executing, correct?
Yeah.
You see the output? So line number 15 is executed, line number 20 is not executed, correct?
Yeah.
So here meaning, if you see here we are creating an object with default constructor, correct?
Hmm.
So because of that, default constructor is executing. Now I will try to I'm going to create a constructor with an argument with z. So here I am going to pass. So what is the argument here?
Integer.
So 10 is an integer, right?
Yes.
So now let me run it. Did you see this one? Now which one? Both are executing, right?
Both are.
So because we are calling default constructor and argument constructor, correct? So
Hmm.
it will look for corresponding constructor and it will execute it, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then why? So it is, what is the purpose of constructor? So here you are passing the 10, right?
Hmm.
So the 10 will be assigned to y, correct?
Yeah.
Then the 10 will be assigned to this one. Then you can assign to your local variable, correct? So x equal to y, correct?
Hmm.
So now what is the x value?
10.
Correct. So if you want to pass here, whatever the value you want to pass here, if you want to pass 19,999, you pass it here and it will
Hmm.
assign to y, and from y we are assigning to x. So basically the constructor is to initialize the instance variable. So this is called as instance variable. So this is called as a object or instance. So y is an
Okay.
object, y is an instance and x is also an instance. And these variables we used to call as an instance variable. Clear?
Yeah.
So, the constructor, what is, you will get a, I mean, very important question is what is a constructor and what is the properties of constructor. A constructor is mainly used to initialize the instance variable, correct? And that is one quality of a constructor. And second quality is the constructor name should be the same name as class name, and constructor should don't have any return type, correct?
Yeah.
Constructor can be anything. It can be default constructor or argument constructor.
Okay.
So now let me create one more constructor with 3 arguments, correct? So I'm creating integer x comma integer x, correct? So this is default constructor, 1 argument, 2 arguments, correct? So here let me write here integer comma integer. So now how to create another constructor? So this one I'm giving the variable name as a p, correct? So 10 comma 20, correct? Do you see this one? So
Yeah.
so now which line, if I execute this line, which constructor will be called?
The constructor with the 2 arguments, int x, int y,
Correct.
the
So
last one.
how it will match? So it will look for the arguments integer integer, then it will look for this one no arguments, 1 argument, so it will go for this one. So this is called as a constructor. It is clear right now what is constructor and how constructor look like and why we need constructor and when constructor will be executed. So whenever we are creating an object and the corresponding constructor will be executed. Clear?
Yeah.
So this is a
Yes.
very important question. So what is constructor and why we need constructor? What is the properties of constructor and when constructor will be executed? So constructor main purpose is to initialize the instance variable. So constructor name should be the same as class name, and constructor don't have any return type. It is clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now we will see one more example, one more concept called methods. Okay, now let me create one more project, Java project, method demo, finish it. Yes, so this is the second example. We are going to see what is method and we will see that one. So there is a second concept called method. So let me create a new class, file, new, and select class, method demo. So every time what we are doing, we are writing public static void main, right? Correct?
Yeah.
So inside this class I want public static void main, so you no need to write every time, you just select this one, public static void main, and finish it. So did you see this one? Public static void main is generated by default, correct?
Yeah.
So if you do the checkbox selection, so you no need to write. So going forward, for next going forward, so I'm not going to write this one. I will do the checkbox selection so that this default code will be generated, correct? Okay, now the second one is I'm trying to create a class called customer, correct? So this is a different class. So this is a customer class and this is a method demo, correct? So now here what I want to do, so I'm going to write a method called string get name. So what it will do, it will take customer ID, and it will return name, correct? Yes. So what this class will do, this class is having a method. So this is the method name and this is the arguments and this is the return type. What is the method name here?
Get name.
Get name. And what is the return type here?
String.
String. And what is the arguments here?
Integer.
Integer. Customer ID, correct?
Customer.
Customer ID. So here I will write one small if else condition. If customer ID, if customer ID equal to 10, what I want to return? Customer name is 10, correct?
Hmm.
Else if customer ID equal to 20, what I want to return? Just assume this is a number. Instead of that one, I'll give John. So if customer ID equal to 10, the name is John, correct?
Hmm.
If customer ID equal to 20, what I want to return?
Return something else. Yeah.
Mary, correct. If nothing is matching, then what I want to return? Unknown, correct?
Hmm.
If customer ID equal to 10, John. If customer ID equal to 10, Mary. If customer ID equal to something else, what I am returning here?
Unknown.
Unknown, correct. So John, Mary, all those things are string, right?
Yeah.
So this is called as a return type and this is a string, correct? Now in the same class, I'm going to write a constructor. So how to write a constructor? So this is called as a
Class.
constructor. Yes.
Hmm.
So now this
Class
is the
name.
difference between constructor and method. So method
Yes, the
name can be
constructor method
anything.
has written.
Correct.
Yeah.
Method name can be anything and method should have some return type. Correct?
Yeah.
But whereas
Yeah.
customer constructor don't have any return type and constructor name should be always same as class name. Correct?
Class name. Hmm.
Okay. Now let me create an object. Okay. Before creating an object, what I want to do, let me create an object first. How to create an object? Customer
Customer
C equal to
check
new
new
customer,
customer.
correct?
Open.
Yes. So we created customer, right? So this is, did you see any arguments here?
No.
Okay. So if there is no arguments means then it will execute default constructor, correct?
Hmm.
So okay, let me write this out. I am from default constructor, correct?
Yeah.
I am from default constructor. Okay. So now constructor is I created an object and constructor also I created. So now the second purpose of constructor is if there is a method in your class, say for instance this is a method, right? So if you
Yes.
want to call this method, so there is an object instance c dot method name and what is the what method is expecting of type integer, correct?
Integer. Yeah.
Correct. So how we are
Hmm.
how we are going to call the method with the help of object?
Constructor.
Yes,
Object.
correct. So you are creating a constructor and you are assigned to a variable and this is called object name dot method name,
Hmm.
correct? So what it will return? This method is returning of type
John.
string, correct? John is of
String.
type
Yeah.
string. So now
Yeah.
assign this value to name, correct?
Yes.
Did you see this one? Get name method is returning of type string, correct?
Mm.
And you need to pass some input of integer type, and it will execute this method. It will come here and it will execute all these conditions, and finally it will return one value, and that will be assigned to
Name.
name, correct? Okay, now so we have a variable name. To see the value, to print the value, what I had to do? So I'm going to print the value, correct? So if I pass 10, what is the value you are expecting? What is the name you are expecting?
John.
Okay, now let me run and we will see whether we are getting John or not. Did you see this one? Why this line is coming?
Yeah.
Because
Default
we,
constructor.
yes, because we are creating an object with default constructor. So, so this is executing and we are getting that line. And why we are getting John? We are calling the method, correct?
Yeah.
And it is returning name, and that name we are printing it, correct? Now let me pass 20. So what is the output we are expecting?
Mary.
Correct. So first you are creating an object, so constructor is executing. After that, if else conditions are executing and Mary is returning, correct?
Mm.
Okay, now let me pass some unknown values, some 50. Did you see any matching condition here?
No.
If there is no matching, it will not
Yes.
execute this block, it will not execute this block, and finally it will execute. Yes.
Else part.
The same thing we can able to rewrite with the help of switch condition also, correct?
Yeah.
Switch condition also same, you write here switch case 10, case 20, default unknown, correct? If else condition and switch is both are same, so unknown, correct?
Yeah.
So this is an example of method. So method name can be anything, and method should have some return type, and the method arguments can be anything. You can write as per your wish.
Mm.
This example is clear.
Yes. It is clear.
Okay, now I will give one more example. So in the same src I am trying to create one more class. Right click, new. So the class name I am giving method demo 2. Okay, class name is method demo 2, and I am selecting w static void main and finish it. So class is created and default method is created, and this is the comments, so you can remove it, it is not required. It is clear, right? So far you have any question?
No.
Okay, so now let me create one more class person. So this is a different class, and class name is person, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm writing a method here, string get name, and it will return name. So directly I'm hard coding here John. I'm not writing all that conditions, if else it is not required. So get name integer customer id, correct? So if you pass the customer id, you will get name, correct?
Yes. Mm.
So this is the method name. What is the method name here?
Get name.
Yes. Okay, now I'm writing one more method, show person details. What is the method name I'm writing here? Show person
Show
details
person
integer
details.
customer id, correct?
Customer.
Yes. And did you see any return type so far?
No.
No. So void I'm mentioning. And did you see any return type? Or I'm returning anything here?
No.
So void means if you don't want to return anything, then you have to mention void.
Okay.
If you want to mention any specific data type like integer or a string or float, you have to mention here. Then if you mention string here, then you have to return string. See, now I'm commenting this one. So did you see there is an error here, correct?
Yes.
Why you are getting error here?
Because the return type is
So
missing.
this method must return a result of type string. You are
A
telling
string.
you should return a string, but you are not returning anything, correct?
Mm.
But whereas in this case, do you see any error?
No.
Because what you are telling here, void means you are explicitly telling this method will not return any results. So it's not returning anything. So it is clear. So just it will display person details. Person details are here. You write here name, email ID or whatever as per your wish. Say for instance, I want to display name. Name is XYZ. Okay. And then
Yeah.
after that I want to display age, person age. Person age is consider 20 years. So these are the person details, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So how to call this one? I need to create
Constructor.
constructor object. Person p equal to new person.
The person.
Yes. So do you see any constructor in this class?
No.
So we don't have any default constructor, right? But did you see any error here?
No, nothing. That's
So
why I'm wondering.
yeah. So here there is no default constructor, but there is no error because in this case, who will create the constructor? Who will create the default constructor? So JVM will create the default constructor. So whenever you are running this program, right? So dot class file will be generated, correct? Did you see here all the dot
Yeah.
class files are generated? So if you open this dot class file, you will see this default constructor. So let me open this person. So this is the person class, and you will see here a default constructor. Yes. And you see here void method name, correct?
Mm.
String. So we cannot see here, we cannot read this, so we need to unzip this class, then we will see default constructor here. So basically who will add that
Okay.
constructor? So the inside this class, right? So the compiler will add the default constructor. So whoever doing the java c command, right? So that time the
Mm-hmm.
default constructor will be added here. If you are not adding the default constructor, so the compiler will add the default constructor over here. So that's what you didn't see any error here. So whether you will
Okay.
add here person or not, both are same. So now default constructor is there, correct?
Mm.
Now I am deleting it. So there is no default constructor. So who will add the constructor? Compiler will add the default constructor.
Compiler.
Compiler, not JVM. Compiler will add the default constructor. So that's what you didn't see any error over here, correct?
Yeah.
So now I want to call this method. So how to call this one? Object name,
Create Genesis
object name dot method name,
method name.
and we need to pass the
Pass the argument.
argument of type integer, correct?
Integer.
So now I'm calling the show person details. I'm passing the customer ID. Now let me run it, and it is displaying all the person details, correct?
Yeah.
So here it will display name. So now let me run it. So it is displaying name and age, correct?
Mm.
So this is the way to create a class constructor and how to call the method. It is clear now?
Yeah.
So how we are going to call the method? So why? Because both are different classes, so you are not able to access this method directly, correct? You don't have rights.
Mm. Mm.
Say for instance, if you want to call me, if you want to send some message, how you will send? Either you need to call through mobile or WhatsApp or message,
Two
right?
methods.
Say
Yeah.
for instance, if the same person if is there in your house, how you will call him directly? You talk with him directly, right? You no need to send message, right? If the person is staying in your house, correct?
Yeah.
The similarly here also, so this method is not part of your class, it's a different class. So how to interact or how to call a method which is lying on different classes? Through object. So that the second advantage of object is we can able to call the members, means this is called as a behaviors, correct? So this is one of the behavior or method, correct?
Okay. Shall we call method as behavior?
Yes. So generally we used to call as a methods. So or you can say this one as
Mm.
a, these two are the behaviors of the class.
Okay.
It's a simple example is if there is a dog. So if someone will ask, right, what is the behavior of your dog? Then how you are going to explain? So that dog is barking like anything, correct? So
Mm.
this is the
Yeah.
behavior, correct?
Yeah.
Barking is a one behavior, correct? And you
Yes.
will explain my dog is in black color, correct? So these
Yeah.
are the behaviors. If someone will ask what is your color of your dog, so that is one behavior, correct? So
Mm.
we will say this is a person and this is a behavior, person details and get name. So
Mm.
this is the behaviors or methods.
Mm.
It is clear, right? So far,
Yeah.
what is method and what is constructor and what is the difference
Constructor
between constructor and
method.
yeah, it's very very important question. What is the difference between constructor and class?
Constructor. Yeah.
So method name can be anything and method should have some return type, either void or some data type, and method can
Mm.
arguments can be anything. But whereas constructor name should be same as class name and constructor should not have any return type.
Mm.
And why we need an object? The object is mainly to initialize the instance variable of a class or to call the methods of a class. Clear? What is class? What is constructor? What is method?
Yeah.
Any question? Do you have any doubt on these three topics?
Yeah, on these three topics, for now, I don't have any doubts, but I have one doubt regarding the loops.
Loop. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. We have discussed for loop, do while, and while loop.
Correct. Yeah. Switch case.
So, yeah, and switch cases.
Yeah.
And the switch case and if condition are similar, we can use any one of them. But can we use while or do while instead of for loop?
Can we do while or do while instead of for loop?
Yeah.
That is your question, right? Yeah. Yeah. We
No.
can do. We can do. Yes. This is also
So
same.
is it okay?
This one and this one both are same.
Okay. Yeah.
This one and this one both are same. So here also we are declaring a variable integer I equal x equal to 0, and here also we are checking some condition, correct? And here also we are incrementing. So
Hmm.
this I plus plus and x equal to x plus 1 both are same.
Okay. Yeah.
So here, so x equal to x plus 1, right? The same line
Hmm.
can be rewritten like this also, x
Hmm.
plus plus, both are same. X equal to x
Okay.
plus 1 or x plus
Hmm.
plus, both are same.
Hmm. Hmm. So I was just wondering about because in for loop we have length of some object.
Yes, so here
Yeah. So
basically here we are checking the array length. How many elements is there? I
array.
don't know. So here also you can check.
Mm. Yeah.
Here
Okay.
also you can add that condition.
Okay. Yeah.
So here also you can add. So basically here there should be some condition that should return true or
Mm.
false.
Mm.
So here also on condition it should return true or false. So it will return
Okay.
true or false always, right? Correct? I
Mm.
less than length. Either it will return true or false. If it is true, then only it will execute. Otherwise, it will come out of the for loop. So as per your requirement, so you need to select the corresponding loop and you can write it.
Okay.
So only these are the main for loops you will use for your entire life. There is no other main loops. Only if else condition or for loop, while loop or do while, that's all. Or switch case.
Mm.
There is no other main loops. If you know these loops, you will be using the same thing for your entire your life.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay, if you are clear, right? So tomorrow what we are going to discuss. So today we saw methods, right? Still some more topics are there in method.
Mm.
So that is called as a method overloading. So that we will see tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow we will connect same time. Okay.
Same time.
Same
Same
time
time
means
means.
like today we connected half an hour before, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll try to
Mm.
connect, if you are fine, we will connect half an hour before or we will connect the same time, like whatever we supposed to connect.
Yeah. This is okay for me.
Okay, fine, yeah, no issue. If there is any
Yeah. So
change, I
we
will let you
can.
know before only.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you have any plans, you just let me know.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Okay, you just practice it, and also I will send you these programs, and if you have any questions, we'll discuss tomorrow.
Okay.
And also I will upload the video into the same location, and I will send you the email. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, sure, fine. Yeah, thank you.
So do you do it now, or
Sorry?
could you send all those files now?
Yeah, yeah, I will send all these projects.
Okay. Now. Okay.
Now only I will send, yes, I will send all the files to you and you can practice it. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure. Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.